3 of Blood on the Box with Bernard Buffon, and tonight we've got another legend from the Xbox community. We have Thomas with me today, who obviously people know from the Fable League, and his game attack, just in case you don't know him, is Lorax Dream. Welcome to the show, buddy. Right then. My pleasure. So basically, for people who don't know what the show's about, it's sort of a bit about everything to do with Blood Bowl, but our main priority is the official Cyanide Cup competition. But obviously, we'll be going to various other things as well, and we'll be getting to know Coach. And if you haven't seen it before, just listen in. If you want to ask us any questions, please feel free to ask us on Twitch, and obviously we will answer them the best we can. So let's get back to our first topic, and that is obviously where we start is the pole position, where we have a look at who is the top team in the Cyanide Cup. And this week, I mean, it seems to be changing all the time on the Xbox. This week it is the Necromantic's turn, and it's a team called Woofers, coached by the very talented Space Magic W. And if you want to go on to the team, Thomas, like I'm going to now, and we will have a look, and then we'll have a quick look at this team. It's got quite a few of them, but it is Necro. Yeah, he's a good coach. I mean, he's one of them coaches. You know, when I've been on the Xbox, he's one of those names I notice pretty much when I look at the results and everything. And 16 wins, 4 draws, 1 loss. That is pretty impressive. His only defeat was to Bologna, or however you pronounce it, the Chaos Dwarf team, coached by Mutt, where he lost 2-0. Another top coach, and he was early on in the season the top coach of the ladder as well. So there's no disgrace losing to him. And he's been some good teams on the way as well. When you look at his team, though, Thomas, what stands out? Anything you like in the team? Anything you dislike in the team? Yeah. Yeah, Evander Wrathful. Mm. Yeah, I mean the only sad thing really is his wolves. None of his wolves have got Mighty Blow. That's the only thing lacking there. They're both obviously bludgers. Yeah, possibly. Although his goal's got sure hands. Blood, sure hands, Sad Zepp. Leader, what's your take on Leader? The guy's already got 3 rerolls, but he's decided to go for an extra leader reroll instead of another skill. On Limb Beetle, the goal. The last level. Yeah. And yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you're sort of like me, where my sweet spot's 3 rerolls. But the thing, I'm not. I don't know what it is. I'm not a big fan of how can I put it? Having the leader reroll anyway, especially when I've got 3 already. But the thing is, as well, is it's obviously a double for the leader reroll as well for a goal. So it's extra TV on top of that. So it's not like even a normal roll. So it's like there's so many better things he could have gone for, in my opinion. Because he's got sidestep. I suppose because his show hands, would guard be a bit too risky? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. That's it as well, isn't it? So it's yeah, it is an interesting one. So that's obviously one good point there. Yeah, 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 yeah. You've got to have at least one or two of them. Yeah, yeah. I mean, 80. Yeah, I'm terrible when it comes to TV. I mean, I just don't care. I just get the skills. Yeah, 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 yeah. I always feel uncomfortable when I only have 11 players. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's doing extremely well. Like I said, it's have a look. Yeah. Well, that one's fine. The Ultimate Warriors. See, he beat. I mean, he's beaten Not Doing Great, who was a top Nurgle. He's beat Meow.com, one of the top dwarf teams. I know that off the top of my head. He's beat up a few halflings. Um, Trying to think of anything else what springs off the top of my head. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, Blades. Yeah, I mean, like, oh, yeah, yeah. It's yeah. I think he'll. Yeah, yeah. I think he will be. It's a bit weird because what they've basically said around Nethos and that I've said is that it will finish the day after the main patch, and at the moment, all we've been told is early October. I personally guessing, but I think it'll be no later than the 10th. Is my guess. So teams like obviously Space Magic's Woofers there, I think they look pretty safe. To be honest, where they are, I mean, it's a decent team. Yeah, yeah. And then obviously, what the thing with this season as well, the new thing with this season is the wildcard spots. There's 8 wildcard spots, so technically you could have 2 Necro going through. So so basically, it'd have to be another 2 Necro to knock him off that top spot to make sure he didn't make it. So I think he's pretty good. Like I said, the team's developing nicely. Like you said, my only slight annoyance really is that leader. Did he really need it on his goal when there's a lot of better skills? Yeah, 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 yeah. we have a guy called Sergel, an ex-champion in the PS4, and on a skink instead of taking movement, he'll always take armor. Always take armor over movement. You know, just no, but he gets a lot of ridicule for it, to be honest, because we're used to having like movement 9, sidestep, 1 turn of skinks, so people just like, well, why? They're gonna die. Yeah, he wins. That's the thing. Don't tell him that though. That's no fun to the argument. Absolutely, absolutely. So anyway, yeah. So that's that team. So the next part, I'd like you to tell us about your league because I've heard of it before, but apart from that, I don't know anything about it. And I know there's a few people before who was asked. So could you tell us a bit about your league, what it entails, and stuff like that? And if anyone's interested, how do they go about joining? Okay. Okay. Mhm. Okay. All right. I just um I just want to yeah, Thomas, I just want to stop you there because someone's in the chat is telling me they can't hear you, they can only hear me. What is I'm just so I mean I've checked my settings and I've got everything ticked so that they can hear you. So people are saying there might be something in yeah. See if they can hear you because if they do, see if they can hear you now. I mean we're not too far in.
All right. How about they should be able to hear me now?
Right. Okay. I'll see if they can hear you. If I mean basically,
Unfortunately, sorry that like was big and long and drawn out and nobody heard it. So
no, we can do it again. I mean, it's like I said,
you know.
we're not far into it. It's just that I've got a guy who said he can't hear you. I'm just going to ask him if he can hear you now, and then we'll get on to
All
it.
right. So briefly, Fable is the oldest private league in Xbox. It's run by Angle Evilstein, who's a great guy, a respected name in the Bloodbowl community, both tabletop and online. We have a ladder in various leagues with various rules. So our biggest ladder is the Neo ladder, which is new teams only. That resets every 3 months. We do all the traditional Blood Bowl majors like the Blood Bowl, the Dungeon Bowl, the Chaos Cup. Every 3 months, the ladder resets. The top 16 coaches, their top teams make the major. The ladder resets much like the CCL, and we have other leagues like we have a Premier style league, and a NFL style league, and a Pillow league, which is basically you can't have anything over 8 armor.
That's good.
Yeah, we got a speedball league for those of you who like the minute rounds. We have what we call the salt league, where we utilize the custom teams and everything, and you just build like killer teams and they go at it. We have what else? And various other knockout competitions throughout the season that will help other coaches that don't have enough time to play as much on the ladder get involved with the majors. Like if you win a certain knockout, you'll get a free ticket to the Blood Bowl or the Chaos Cup or stuff like that. We do fluff stuff like that, like fantasy football teams and stuff like that. We just try to keep it interesting and
yeah,
so keep it fun.
So is all these leagues, are they all on the Xbox then, or is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure that.
There's two. We have two flags. The Neo flag and the Fable flag. So the Fable was the first one, and it was just a basic open ladder that anyone came in and out. And we found that we were getting a lot of trolls, and it was becoming like the then NAF. And so we made the Neo ladder, which is basically you have to submit for a ticket, and the admin will accept your new team. When it resets at the end of the season, there's a 1850 cap. So basically, if your team's over 1850, you trim it down, and you'll get back in. And any new teams accept it.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good. I mean, like I said, I've heard all of it before, and it's good for people to obviously know what there is there. I mean, there's some really funny leagues in there. I mean, obviously, the pillow fight. I think that's quite an excellent one. That one. So, I mean, did you say there's a link or anyone they can click on, or if they want to go into more details?
Well, we have a Facebook page where most of our activities are on Facebook.
Yeah. And what do they type in there to find it?
Oh, just type in. Give me 1 second. Bring it up.
Sorry.
Just type in FABBL. And it'll come up.
Fantastic. Excellent. I'll have to have a look at it myself.
So you go on there and you're guaranteed to find a match that's within 100, either way, TV, or you can plan different matches. We have blood feuds. We have trash talk on the site. There's you get news. Like it's a lot like the CCL page. A little bit more social and a little bit more fluff, for those of you that are into that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who love the fluff. I mean, that's one of the good things about obviously Blood Bowl, especially with the characters and everything. And there's various leagues on the PS4 what do stories and all sorts. And it's always good to I've obviously to cater for that, because I know that's quite popular in the Blood Bowl world. But it's good. It's good to see that obviously, the Xbox have got a big league like yourselves, who obviously people can join, and there's so many different options. What I'm really impressed with, there's so many different things they can do, and like I say, you can get fair matches like about 100 TV difference is fantastic, because a lot of times, even when you're on in the cup, I mean, it's happened to me. You have a nice new team that played a couple of games, thinking, oh great, this might be a team I can go well with, and then you run into a team 500 TV higher than you, like a Chorf kill team or a KS kill team,
and there are certain guys that don't mind playing with inducements either. They'll happily take a bunch of inducements or give inducements. I mean, but the idea is you go on the page and you arrange your match, and so free spinning is not allowed, and you're able to go on there and at least kind of know what you're getting into.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, I think that's why a lot of the big leagues on all the formats now, that's how they do it, don't they? Because obviously that's the way forward. And like, say, if you want to go against your friend or something, like I said, if you've got a blood feud going or something like that, you can do it that way. And it's just, I think it is very popular in the leagues I've been in. That seems to be one of the most popular things, where you can have a relaxing match or a fun match with a colleague or a friend, and just play for fun sort of thing. What's always good. because especially on our league, it's like quite a few people get stressed off about trying to get qualified for the playoffs. So it's good to be able to play in a relaxed atmosphere and just chill out, sort of thing. And it's very popular. So jolly good.
We have a stunty cup coming up as well. For anybody who's interested in throwing some gobos around.
That's always good. It's good old stunt. Is it just goblins, or are you going to be allowed halflings as well?
You can have goblins, halflings, ogres, traditional stunty teams.
Yeah.
Except for the exception of they are letting all skink teams in with the Crocs. So you can have Underworld as long as they're all goblins with a troll.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Sounds good. Right. Okay. There we go. So anyone interested, obviously go to the Facebook and find them and get involved, because obviously it's a fantastic setup there, and obviously especially if you're on the Xbox, that's the way to go. So get yourself joining in there. Now we know that people can hear you, and it's bound to be quiet tonight because most people, like I say, they tune in on a Sunday, but they'll be able to watch on my YouTube channel, so it's not a biggie. Let's ask you some questions in our segment. Get to know the coach. So first question is nice and simple. So what made you play Blood Bowl, and how long have you been playing it?
Well, I was big into Dungeons and Dragons as a teenager, and we're in the hobby shop. Back then you go to the hobby shop and get either your comic books or your game stuff and everything, and there, lo and behold, up on the top shelf, tucked away, the old Blood Bowl with the foam Astro Granite. You know the one, and So we messed around with it a little bit as a kid. Then, all but forgot it and was going through. I've been a video gamer my whole life, and just sitting on the toilet, reading a video game magazine. I saw it's coming out for PC. Blah blah blah. I was like, I haven't played that in years, so I've been hooked ever since the first PC.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's fantastic. I mean, I going back years now. I used to work for Games Workshop, so obviously I've played Blood Bowl since about 13, and I'm 41 now, so I played it for a long time. And it's always been a game I used to play, but the problem I used to have, especially when I left Games Workshop, was there's not many people who played it, so it was like, oh god, it was just gathering dust. So when obviously the game came on the PC, and obviously now on the PS4 and Xbox and that, obviously I play it a lot more now, because obviously there's an issue finding people to play the game now. And I do believe Cyanide, for as much criticism they get, I think they're improving the game, and it's getting better and better and better. And the only problem I have with Blood Bowl now is I don't hardly play any other games. I just play this, and it drives my missus completely crazy, because like, can't you play any other games? Like, no, because I like this game. Like I said, like yourself, I've as soon as it came out on PC, I had it on PC, and then I've still got Blood Bowl 2 on the PC as well, but I've sort of emigrated to the consoles, because obviously
I don't really play it because I like the console so much better. Yeah,
the
community is so much better.
The community, like I said, on the PS4, obviously because I'm mainly from the PS4, the guys are just fantastic. And then obviously I've come onto the Xbox in the last month or so, and they're just as good as the PS4 lot. And it's like, I think games like this, the game lives and dies on how good the community is. And
absolutely,
the Xbox community, I expected them to be good, but the hospitality I've received since I've moved on to the Xbox has been amazing. It's been humble and just amazing. It's been just fantastic, and I've
glad to hear it.
I've made so many new friends in such a short time, and I found myself talking a lot more to the Xbox community than I do the PS4 community. What's crazy is considering I've got friends I built up over the years.
I haven't played PC in probably close to 6-7 months, because this community is so much better, and it's just so much more fun.
Yeah, I mean the PC, like I said, I have a few good friends on there, but it just comes across sometimes as quite toxic. There's a lot of
That's
abuse,
a good word for it. Yep.
A lot of abuse thrown at you. I mean, I hadn't played on the PC for like 5-6 months. First game back, or the abuse I kept getting, and he kept wasting time, and he just effing this, effing that, then doing homophobic slurs at me, and I thought, oh my god, this
Wow.
guy, and it's because I wouldn't score. He won't put any pressure on me, and I wouldn't score. So it's like, well, no, come get the ball off me.
Yeah.
And he just lost it.
That's one of the things when I started playing Bloodbowl on PC. Like I said, we messed around with it as kids, and we're talking about late '80s, early '90s, and we were kids in New York City, where all we knew was American football. So, and Bloodbowl only resembles American football a little bit, and it's kind of a hybrid between American and European football, and it's not played like either, and that's the biggest learning curve. Is these guys, they get on the tear when it's like, you're stalling on them. It frustrates the hell out of these guys. They don't realize that it's a viable strategy, and most of the good players do it.
Yeah, yeah.
But that was one of the things as I learned the game was the biggest hurdle for me to get. I used to hate it too, and then you hate it until you become good enough to do it, and then you see it's like, okay, this is actually how you do it.
Yeah, so. I think with me it depends. I mean, if I'm playing like him, like we have the Battlefield, what's just a fun league. I won't stall at all. I'm just there to score and have fun. If it's like a competition, then I'll stall. And as well, I think it depends on what team I'm using, what team I'm against. Do I feel that I could rack up a few touchdowns on this guy or girl, and various other things? But this guy had like a kill team, and I'm like, I'm not going to score early just so you can then go the other end and destroy my team and score.
Right.
But he was going bonkers, absolutely bonkers. And I thought, crikey, I played so many games on the PS4 and the Xbox, and very rarely had any issue. And then my first game back on the PC, and they're calling me everything.
You got this guy melting down on the other side, yeah.
And I think the third game after that one, the same thing happened. People kicking off at me. I'm like, oh my god, it's like ridiculous. And like I said, I think that's the reason why I don't really play on the PC, is because I just I think I play the game for fun. And the thing is, they're not knocking me off my game. It just makes me want to try even harder. But you just think, what, I can be on the Xbox, can be on the PS4, have a laugh and talk to the lads and have a really good time, or I can go on the PC and there's a good chance that I'm going to get some kid hell and abuse, or even worse, a grown-up doing the same thing. And that's why
most of the ones that are throwing the real abuse are the adults.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing about it. But I mean, I think the only issue I've ever had on the PS4 has been Calcium Cass. I don't know if you've heard of the guy. He's the only guy.
I don't even really think you should waste any time talking about him.
Yeah, yeah. So you're like, yeah, good, okay. So So apart from him, I don't think there's been any issues at all. So like I said,
there are a few people that we've had in the past. Like I said, I'm an admin over there on the other side on Fabble. So there have been a few people. And Angle is one of the most patient. And like he'll just give you enough rope to hang yourself with. And eventually, in the 2 years we've been doing it, I mean, I think we call it the banhammer. I think he's banhammered like half a dozen people, maybe. I mean, there's just some guys you just can't reach, but for the most part, I find that the biggest trolls in the game eventually get bored and go away. I mean, the guys that want to play Blood Bowl are generally decent people.
Yeah.
But the video game trolls, they'll come in, they'll mess around with it a little bit. They'll either fall in love with it or not, and they'll either go away or they'll comply.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, it sort of like it doesn't sort of bother me too much when people are having a go at me and stuff like that. I think the thing what bothers me is it's like, what if I was a new guy to the Blood Bowl game, and then I'm playing a game against somebody and then they're just hailing abuse at me. That can put people off playing the game, and I think with the consoles, it's really important that we don't lose players to that, because obviously we're not as big as the PC
Yeah.
brigade, and that's the only thing what worries me is when you do that. But like I said, apart from the guy we will not name, I think the PS4 group are fantastic, and I've not had one issue with the I've had one issue with the Xbox where the guy lost his war dancer and went to bed, and so I had about 6 turns. He just went to bed because I killed his war dancer. But to be fair, he did leap into a cage and failed.
Did he just stop playing? He just went.
He said,
okay.
I mean, to be fair, to him, I had a chat with him the next day. I said, "You do know I could have put the complaint to the admins because it was unofficial league." He goes, yeah. I said, "Look, mate, I'm really sorry. I just lost it." But he was honest. He said, "I just went to bed. I lost my war dance. I was upset. I went to bed." So I thought, well, thanks for being honest. And I just had the vision of playing this game.
Everybody has a rage quit every once in a while.
Yeah, but I just thought it was impressive because it's like I could just envision that I'm playing this game. Damn, my war dance set failed the leap. Damn, it's dead. That's it. I'm off to bed and just left the game running. But like I said, I talked to him about it. We had a laugh about it, and we're friends, and we went on from there. So but that happens in any game. And like I said, I mean that's what I said last week's episode. We did talk about rage and how to handle it and stuff like that. And,
yeah.
And that's
everybody. We have a guy. There's just certain guys, that are just not built for this game. Like, we had a certain player. I won't say his name, but he played nothing but wood elves, and would get furious when you stepped on one of his war dancers or fouled him, or like, dude, you're playing wood elves. You're running all over the damn pitch. Like, you have a over 2,000 TV wood elf team. If one of them goes down, and if I could afford it, I'm going to kick them. So you can't run around playing wood elves only and get mad when you're being fouled.
Yeah,
I mean, you need to find another team then. You know.
I mean, they're AV7 as well, so they're gonna break. And I think one of the rules is if there's a war dancer on the floor, kick it. Because
you gotta kick it, Same thing with a gutter runner,
Yeah, but I just think with the war dance, I think it's just like if you can, you've just got to get off the pitch because agility fall, leap, and they usually have strip ball or wrestle, or they have some tackle, they have something, and all they've got to do is get the ball.
I'm glad
loose.
War dancers have a worse name because I'm a big Skaven fan, so I like playing Skaven, and I mean you get 4 gutter runners, you can only get
2 war dancers,
two war dancers. I mean, and where there's gutter runners, there's always hope. Yeah. But the same concept. If they go down, if you get a 1 scorer that goes for it, fails GFI and falls down, you're scurrying to try to get circle the wagons and kick the hell out of that thing. So.
I think if there's a 1-turner on the pitch, I mean it's one of my pet hates 1-turners. Just genuine 1-turners where you just point and click. I hate them. I hate them with a passion. So every time I see one, I just want to kill it. And I don't care if I have to foul them with my star player or whatever. I just don't like them. And
right.
But that's it. I mean, I think when you play teams like Skaven and especially Wood Elves, that if you jump into a cage with your war dancer, if you fail, he's going to get stamped more times than not.
Yeah, he's going to.
You need to know what's going to
try
happen
to
with
get
your
surfed.
Team.
Yeah, he's just.
So you've got to weigh up the risk. If you don't want him getting stamped on, then don't dive into a cage. Because even if he gets the ball loose, the chances are he's still going to get hit. So,
yep. You live by the sword, you die by the sword, right?
Absolutely. You can't get attached. You can't get attached to players with AV7 and with a big tag on themselves. As a great guy said on the PS4, he says, players can be replaced, wins cannot. And that is very true, especially and he's a Wood Elf player. And especially in cup competitions. So, anyway, next question. Anything you like or dislike about Blood Bowl, and is there anything you would change if you could?
Oh, that's an interesting question. The thing I like about it is it's my nerd outlet. I like I said, I played a lot of D&D, and I love just the fantasy realm setting, of Warhammer. I'm not big into 40K. I'm more of a sword slinger type of guy, so I think I like that And what I don't like, we've already discussed
Yeah.
just certain people just acting out or just
Yeah.
trying their best to just cheat or ruin the high, ruin the experience of the game for everyone else. Like who's making more than one gamer tag or profile, who's got 2 Xboxes and farming wins. I mean, a lot of that stuff occurred in the earlier. I mean, it's being cracked down now. I mean, the CCL is really good about it, but the NAF was terrible. So that was one of the reasons why I went over to Fabble and I stopped playing on the NAF.
Yeah.
And so that would be what I don't like. And if I could change something, I'd let Underworld into the Stunty Cup with the Skaven. just saying. that's a little shout out to all the admin out there that are running this thing over in my league. Damn your hide! I wanted my Underworld team in there.
It would be so OP. Them Skaven Stonebear would be slapping stuff all over the place.
Well, they get the wrong end of the genetic. I mean, you get Storm Vermin, which are badass, but you get linemen and you get throwers. I mean, there's no gutter runners on the field. But I understand them. I understand
why there isn't, though. God, if you could have gutter runners as well, that'd be fantastic.
Absolutely. I fought the good fight, but they shut me down eventually. Yeah. It's just like...
Yeah. So you probably answered the next one, maybe. I was going to ask you what's your favourite race and why. Is that Skaven Underworld, or...?
Yeah, I like Skaven. And why? Well, you know what I find with most agility teams is I like Dark Elf as well. Dark Elf has a little bit better in the armor area. I mean, but I'm a true Skaven coach. I love the Skaven, and I simply just did best with them when I started learning the game. Because they leave a lot of room for error. Like, you could overcome both with speed and agility a lot of your silly mistakes, or just do stuff that you normally wouldn't even think about doing because you have a 2-headed 5 agility gutter runner that's got leap and he doesn't give a flying fuck. He's just gonna and I don't know. That's just. But again, in doing that, in playing teams like that, you got to realize that most teams, when they see teams like that, what's their strategy? I mean, they're just looking to get man advantage.
Yeah,
so you got to live with that. But yeah, I'm a Skaven guy.
I don't mind Skaven, and I like the idea that you can get cheap piece as well, so they're not as expensive. And like I said, if you start rolling a few doubles, then they become just ruthless. So I get why there's always a lot of love for Skaven. Dark Elves, well, I tried them. I qualified with them last season, and I don't know, I just struggle with them. But I do like the option that they have 4 blitzers. That's what I really like about the Dark Elves compared to the other elves where they couldn't even.
Their blitzers are hands down, I think, the best blitzers in the game.
They are really good, and that's the reason why I would go Dark Elves, because obviously the 4 blitzers. So
yeah, well, when you build a Dark Elf team, do you take? I personally take all the blitzers. I don't get Witch Elves until the blitzers are good enough to protect said trollops, because the Witch Elves they're running around in their underwear and they get hurt and they're expensive.
Yeah.
Assassins, I'm not a big assassin guy. I don't
No.
really find it.
Apart
very
from
good,
purposes,
but
I wouldn't have one.
Yeah. I did have a game last night where a guy got his assassins. When they're on. I mean, it's like, oh my God. But, 1 out of 10 games, you get
and
real good,
and they're not
production
cheap,
from an assassin.
They're not
No,
cheap.
they're not.
And
they're not easy to skill up because you're
you
constantly
don't get
stabbing. So, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. But hey-ho. Right then. What team do you struggle to play and struggle to play against?
Well,
Oh, are you still there? Click out here, yeah. Oh, connecting. Don't know what's happened there.
Bretonian blitzers are, and there's 4 of them, and I don't know. I just have a real hard time with those guys, both playing them and playing against them.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, yeah, Teddy just said the sound just went there. We're not having a good time.
What's that?
They didn't hear. Apparently, the sound just went. They're saying, "Can you repeat what you just said about the team you struggle to play against?"
Oh, okay. Bretonians. I can't play with them and I can't play against them. They're just they're a struggle for me. They have the weird skills and a lot of freaking, what is that?
Dauntless.
That the peasants are running around with.
Offend.
Yeah, they got defend. They got the dauntless. They now made the blitzers. They have like access to agility. I mean, it's just, and for some reason they hit hard. Like they seem to they hit hard like the dwarves hit hard. It's like they almost got like the hidden menu of Mighty Blow that you didn't know they had until they hit you.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a French bias, so
Yeah. Like I said, I never really played Bretonians, and I think it was season 5. I somehow managed to get through to get qualified with the Bretonian team. We'd played, I think, 5-6 games, and I took them all the way to the final of the cup competition. And
wow.
I got beat in overtime because the crowd bloody threw it to his Wyatt, and he was free by himself. If they'd thrown it anywhere else, I think I would have been champion. I was gutted. But yeah, so I
were you the guy who had the like you were getting inducements like the whole time?
Yep, the Stuntman DDs. Yep, I was getting every single game. I played
every game. You had like
500,
what was the
600.
star player you took every time?
Bloodbowl. In Griff We Trust.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I remember that being mentioned on the page.
Yeah. It was really. I had so much fun with them, and because you expect it to go out every game, there's no pressure. You just went there, and obviously the Dark Elves under Cass was supposed to win the thing, knock them out first round. I thought, bloody hell, that was great. That was great.
That's what made you the hero, because everybody was like hating him.
Well, yeah, I knocked him out on the Xbox when he said he was going to win the thing. He came over to win it on the Xbox. So I was branded, what was it, Jargonius, the Cast Slayer. So I'm quite popular. I seem to have a good record against him. But he didn't know that I was Lord Jargonius, because I just didn't want the stress of getting the abuse. But obviously people knew who I was, and they loved it. But the Bretonians, like I said, it was really weird because I'd never played them. Yeah. And it's funny how it can work like that. I don't do
well with them.
But I think the thing with Bretonians is they've got a lot better since they've been given agility access. That's what's made them better.
Yeah.
Because before then,
that's crazy.
Before then, it was just a nightmare.
They were all Mighty Blow. You had to basically do, you were in a fist fight with them. Now they're very rounded.
Yeah, absolutely.
They can do anything.
All your blitzers can have blodge, no problem, sidestep, stuff like that.
I mean, you have 2 killers and 2 ball handlers. I mean, or it's ridiculous. And their blockers are no joke either. Once they get some guard, and it's.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I totally get where you're coming from. Where you said yourself you have a struggle playing them because of what they are, but then sometimes you always struggle against them because every time you play them, it seems like the opponent knows what he's doing with them and they're a pain in the backside. So yeah, I mean, I I still say to this day that I don't really play Bretonians very well, but my best ever finishes with Bretonians. So people saying, how can you say that, Bernard? You know, you was the underdog all that way and you still got through. And it's strange how it works, but
sometimes you just get those magic dice, you know, and you're on a run that you can't be stopped. I love when that happens.
Yeah, Griff's just awesome. I had so much fun with Griff. It was fun.
Yeah, he's a good.
He is a good player, isn't he? So now then, talking about star players, the final question I've got for you is: who do you think is the best star player in the game, and which one is your favourite?
That's a tough question. My favorite. I'll start with my favorite because that's easy to answer. Is I like Brick Farth with his little buddy.
Yeah.
You know, I love that guy. But the best, you know, being a Skaven guy.
Yeah.
I wanna say that Glart is one of the best because he gives you a little bit more muscle.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like it's either him or Blackhoof. That
like
6 strength
Yeah.
is brutal. Yeah, it's just brutal, and he doesn't have
Wild Animal.
he doesn't have loner, right? He does.
No, he has
wild.
Loner,
He doesn't.
just
Yeah, he doesn't.
Wild Animal.
He has loner. He doesn't have wild animal. That's it.
But the good thing
he's
is,
just a beast out there.
Yeah, obviously if you're blitzing, you get +1 strength for horn, so you're strength 7. Most time
Yeah,
than not,
I mean,
you're
he's
getting
just
3 dice.
which makes him better than, in my opinion, than the freaking ogre. What's his name?
Yeah, Morgenthau.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hell of expensive.
Morgenthor's.
He's so expensive.
He is.
I mean, he's got some good skills, but I just don't use him.
No.
He's just too expensive.
I've had some luck with Zug too, but I would say Blackhoof or
yeah.
Blart.
Yeah, but I like.
I've
Black
never
Wolf.
really used Jordell Fresh Breeze, so he is a good player. I've never really used him, but
I think one. I mean,
but
not.
I like Blackhoof.
I tell you, one person who's really popular on the PS4 is Wilhelm Cheney. He's very much loved on the PS4. Everybody seems if they can get him, they'll have him. And
That's a play on the actor that played the werewolf back in the day.
Yeah,
his name.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's just when I first looked at him, I thought his strength 4 is good, but wrestle, why can't you block? But I sort of get why now. And like I said, they're just he's a good piece, and like I say, especially if you're Necroid, having 3 wolves on the pitch, that's just scary, absolutely scary.
Wrestle's a sneaky good skill, though. I like.
Oh
it.
yeah, it's especially obviously if like I say, if you especially with a Necro team as well, because obviously he can be like the guy who's going to go ball sacking while you've got the other 2 to kill and stuff like that. So it's it's pretty good. So hey ho. Anyway, that's the questions done. So we're going to now basically go on to the segment of teams to watch. So we're just going to quickly go through a few of these teams, and we're going to get your opinion, what you think about them. The first team we're going to have a look at is a Nagel team called Not Doing Great. Interestingly named.
4th ranked.
So he's lying with that name because they're doing extremely well.
Yeah, he is. I mean, his record, it looks like he just lives on the Xbox. He's got 12 losses, but we're looking at, what do we got? 16, and almost 40 games played, so.
That's 41 games he's played. He's lost 12. I mean,
41
like I
games.
say, Nagel's one of those teams that are already hard early.
Yeah, they are. He probably took a lot of those losses early on.
Flux. I haven't got a cold, mate. It's quite late here, So I have various accents, and this is my quiet accent, so I don't get murdered by the missus if I wake her up. The missus isn't very well, so she's gone to bed early. So as people who always laugh at my expense know that on the PS4 sometimes when I've been like, because obviously I speak to a lot of Americans, like sometimes I'm announcing games at 2 a.m, and usually when sometimes we have after the game we'll get both coaches in and ask them how it went. And every so often you'll hear the dreaded phone ringing in the background, and that'll be my missus going, "You bloody woke me up! What the fuck? Beep 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 beep," and all this sort of stuff. So it's a big laugh. So no, there's nothing wrong. I haven't got a cold, bless you. I'm just a bit lower toned because of the time of the night, and I don't want to get murdered by my missus. So
understandable.
Cell Commander, shout out Bernie. Hello to Group 2, mate. Group 2, mate. No idea. Is that supposed to? It's probably typed wrong. No wife strife.
So
gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Let's go on with this then. So, what do you like about this team?
Oh man. Well, it's well developed, and it doesn't have many. Doesn't look like it has much in the realm of nigglings, which is a lot of times a problem for a highly developed team like this.
Yeah.
But it's. I thought it was going to be more of a kill team, but
yeah, I mean,
he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, he's got a good amount of mighty blow, some claw.
I mean that rotter's interesting. Number 11, Edgar the spoiler, because it's got data play, block, sneaky git, tackle. So the thing is, 130k for a fowler is a bit expensive.
Yeah. He's got that 5 strength warrior too. That's nasty.
Yeah, he needs tentacles on that. Definitely needs tentacles on that. He's got a good piling on killing Nurgle warrior, hasn't he?
He does.
He's got a show on Pesco.
I was expecting more muscle though for the TV.
Yeah. Yeah. If I was playing against this team, obviously I'd be trying to get rid of number 4. But apart from that, this team doesn't scare me one bit. It's good that it's got a couple of dead players, but number 11, he's expensive for what he does. Too expensive. But yeah, if I span into this and I saw Nurgle 1960, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm in so much trouble. And then when I see the team, I'd be like, right, if I can take care of number 4, I'm going to be fine. Bar some unlucky dice. And maybe that's why he's lost a few, because obviously the team at that high TV hasn't got the punch to get rid of the players, maybe. I'm not sure. Looking at his record, right. He had a good game against the Woofers, 3-2. But he beat the Flying Zukoffs. He got beat by the Brutal Deluxe, that's the Chaos team. So the Chaos outbashed him.
Brutal Deluxe beat him, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, freaking Paul Campbell and his boys.
Yeah, so I without being disrespectful to the coach, this is a team I'd quite happily play in the knockouts. Because there's nothing. There's nothing there what scares me, apart from one player.
No.
That's it. You know that I think we'll probably see a lot more scary teams like the Dwarfs, and that'll probably be more dangerous than these. But
now, if his Nurgle Warriors like all looked like that one, which I've seen teams like that, then that's devastating. But yeah, if you just got the one, you can isolate them, get rid of them.
That's it. That's basically, isn't it? And obviously, one of his Nurgle Warriors has got movement 3. Would you get rid of that?
He's got 13 players too. I would, especially if I had 13 players. Yeah, I would. He's just got block.
Yeah, that's it. Innit? He's got 150k, so basically, it's not like he's a tooled-up player. I'd be getting rid of that definitely, because it's slow enough already at movement 4. So that just bugged me. That I just have to get rid of that, unfortunately. Looking where he's on the leaderboard, I think he's going to be safe. He'll get through. But I'll be honest, I'll probably get hate mail for this. But
he's got the referee. He's got the referee rest area as well.
So yeah, what you know.
So he gets a free bribe.
Yeah, he just better pray.
That's a little bit more.
He just better pray it don't rain. With Nurgle. I don't know. I can see him qualifying. and that's the main aim. And then anyone can win it, but I just think
He's got like one above average ball carrier. I'm seeing two blodgers, but just the one with short hands.
He's only,
this is a team that
it needs more developing.
You're not really.
And like I say, he's played 41 games. 41 games, I'd expect them to be a bit more, developed. I don't know. I think he'll qualify, but it wouldn't be one of my tips to get to the final, I don't think. And that's no disrespect on the coach, because I've seen him play before, and he's a good coach. I just expect more from that Nagel team, to be honest. I'd want a bit more killy and a bit more ball carrying potential as well. But
absolutely.
It is what it is. But anyway,
he's got a.
Yeah,
it doesn't. He's got one tackle piece too, which is no two. There's another one there. Okay, but still, that's concerning.
Yeah. Right then.
A good Wood Elf team or a good.
Oh yeah.
High Elf team's going to take this team apart.
Yeah, and I think a good Dwarf and Chaos team will take it apart as well. A Kill team, or even a Necro team with Claw could take it apart. Or even an Orc team.
Yeah, it doesn't have enough claw to deal with the dwarves, so I agree.
That's it, the basis, isn't it? Right, let's go on to the next team then. It's the Steel Curtain, and that's Blade's team. It's an Orc team. I'll wait until you found it. And then we'll have a look at this team. His statistics is 8 wins, 2 draws, and no losses. So he's yet to lose with this team. He actually beat the Blood Axe Clan, what was another top Orc team. So that was a massive win for him. The rest of the games, though, I don't recognise any of the teams. So he may have got away with it a bit there. But
you said he had 8. He was 8-2-0 or something like that. He doesn't have any games played.
Yeah, so he's undefeated.
I've never heard of Blade 2-9-3-9.
Yeah,
2-9-9-3.
He's done all right. He's done all right as Blade.
He's done all right.
He's a decent coach from the limited experience I've seen him play. Like I say, he's only played 10 games. Anything particular?
Team looks
about
okay. The team, the Blitzers are. The Blitzers are okay for the amount of games he's played. He's got an agility bump on one of them.
Yeah.
He's got 2 pieces with tackle early on.
What's good?
I'd get rid of that Black Orc with 8 armor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And his thrower, he looks like he's going to want to throw on you, which I always encourage that kind of behavior from an Orc coach. If he wants to throw the ball, go right ahead.
It just makes you more damaged. If you've got a thrower, then you've got another option, haven't you? So if you can't run the ball, you've always got the option of passing the ball. And the amount of times when I
he gave him kick return though too. So that's
a good
tells me he wants to.
Yeah.
He wants to throw the ball, like pass. He's got the short hands and pass come with it, but he went with accurate and then kick return. So kick return, he wants that ball in that player's hand right out the gate, and
yeah.
I go after the Orc throwers because a lot of people don't give them. I give my Orc throwers block, early on. They're at the end of the day they're still Orcs.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, especially early on, they have to play defense.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's fair enough. Like I say, I think this sort of build is getting more popular now without the blockers. They look at it as like he's just there on the offensive drives, and then we will put him on the bench for when it's not. But yeah, the thing is, having block means he can do both. I suppose it's. I know people who hate throws and just go with the 4 blitzers. He has got a ball carry there in that blitzer with agility 4. Obviously, I think he's going to set up his blitzers.
Oh, I like the thrower.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no doubt. I usually start with an Orc thrower, but
yeah, just for the short hands more.
I just don't. Else. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I guess it's just the kickoff return that got me. He should have went with block on that.
See, I like kickoff return
the third
because
level, on the third
you're
level.
you're only movement 5, and against a lot of the faster teams like the Wood Elves and Skaven,
That's
the
true.
extra 3 squares. I mean, I never used to take it, and then I took it on a dwarf because I always messed up. If someone got a good kick against me, it was, like a Skaven or Wood Elf team, and I got kickoff return, and then all of a sudden, no problems, because a lot of times my guy had a chance of catching the ball or was 1 square away from it. So I think it's a good skill. Especially on slow-moving teams like a movement 5 orc, for instance. So he's. I mean, I can understand on.
It's a good point.
I can understand on block because obviously it's always good, especially with the money having armor 8. So, and like I say, a lot of time they are on defense as well. So what you're saying is a definite valid option. This team looks good. I like this team already.
I mean, I assume he had 11 orcs when he started, and the thrower was one of them. So
yeah,
he's got 4 rerolls, and
I think
and he's also got a wizard. He's also got a wizard. So wizard built into his stadium. So that's
really that is interesting. That is interesting. To see a wizard shop on a slow team like orcs, I don't get that.
Yeah,
I don't get that because if you're a wood elf or a skaven, you're going, oh, cheers for the wizard, mate. That'll come very nicely. That's unusual. It's a good pickup from you there. That is unusual. I've known certain coaches to take a magician on the basis like, well, my TV's in about 2,000, so everybody's going to get a wizard, so I might as well get one myself.
Right.
But my counter argument to that is if you're giving them a free wizard, that means they're doing inducements they had. They're not wasting on a wizard they can spend on star players and stuff like that. So it's I don't know. I just
and that other one, jump up. Okay.
Yeah, what's not bad because if he's going to make him into another killer like Palin,
he's going to get it. Yeah, he's going to make him.
I like the way he's going with his blitzers. I like his kick return thrower. I don't like the Black Hawk, but maybe he just didn't have enough cash. But that's got to go. You can't have an arm.
Yeah, he's got 60 grand.
Yeah, you can't keep that, in my opinion. The only gripe I have with this team is I look at the team value of 1660. I think that's quite high. I would get rid of.
You can lose a reroll and the wizard.
Get rid of
the
that.
Wizard affects it too, doesn't it?
No, the wizard doesn't. No.
It doesn't affect the TV.
No, the inducement.
Having a better stadium.
No, that doesn't affect. Luckily, that doesn't affect it. But yeah, the team reroll's got to go. I'd want 3 team rerolls. But apart from that, But like I say, he's undefeated. So you know, he's got a good chance. And like I said, he knows how to win. Does this guy? So there we go. Right. The next one is called Illustrious Iguanas, I think. That's how it's pronounced. Let's have a look. See if I can find it. Oh, thank God for that. Nice and easy.
Okay.
I don't know this coach, Bazooka25. If I've played you before, I apologise, but the name does not ring a bell. Interesting team, though.
Yeah, I don't know him either.
So, 14 wins, 5 draws, 6 losses.
Let me get to him here.
Let's see if I can. He's another guy who's beat up the Blood Axe clan. He lost 2-0 to Not Doing Great. He likes playing the Blood Axe clan. He's beat them a few times. He drew 1-1 with Flashy and Squishy. I think they're second in the league with Elven Union, so that's a good draw for him there. Got beat by Not Doing Great again. So he has a problem against the Nagel. Apparently so. He has beat Not Doing Great very early on in his career. But what do you think of this team then?
He needs. It's underdeveloped. I like the the presence of there's 2 5-strength pieces out there, obviously with that Saurus.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go after that one with the pylon and the jump up and tackle. It seems like he's put all his eggs into one basket there.
But where's the block?
He does have a blodging saurus, which is interesting.
But where's the block on that number 5? He's got mighty blow, tackle, pile on, jump up. Where's the block? Surely that second skill should have been.
It's crazy.
I think you're asking for trouble when you don't go with block.
You are.
The crux goes lovely. He's got block.
A lot of guys swear by that whole mighty blow first thing, but now this thing is, it's advanced. It's 1, 2, 3. It's 4th level.
Yeah. So it's not just one level.
He should have taken block instead of tackle. Obviously.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
hey.
I don't get that, because obviously the thing is, people are going to see this Saurus thing, right? He's the main danger. Oh, look, he hasn't got block, so he's got no defense.
Block, yeah.
Fantastic. So there's chance.
I didn't really even notice. I just assumed he had block, and then you said it, and I had to look at him again. I was like, wow, he doesn't have block. So.
I would definitely be looking for break tackle on that strength 5 Saurus. I think that's probably the next move I'd do with that. I'm a big believer that you've got to get plenty of break tackle on a lizard team. It's just something you just need, just so you can maneuver them strength 4 lizards or Saurus. But the problem with lizard teams is there's always one more skill they need. They seem to always want too many skills, and this isn't a bad team. I've seen a lot worse. He like you say, he's got nice show hands, side step, sprint, skink, but he's probably trying to turn into a 1-turner. Most of his Saurus have got block, apart from his best one. So I think he's got a chance.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not
it
terrible.
depends on the competition. I think that Nurgle team that we looked at earlier, the one he has trouble with actually, is more than capable of. Obviously you have to base the Sauruses with lizards. It's not something you want to do, but you kind of have to spread them out and try to base them. And he's got the one blodger. Is that a blodger? Or does he have? No, it's break tackle. Okay, so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have given. I don't know if I would have given break tackle to a Saurus, but.
Would you not? Hey. I do that a lot. I do it a lot on.
Do you?
Yeah, because it's just fantastic. Because an experienced coach will make sure my Saurus are tied up. So if I got break tackle,
right.
I'm dodging around a 2+. And if I've got a blodge break tackle guy, then it's just a dream. Like I say, if he gets break tackle on his strength 5 piece, it's a 4+ diving into a normal cage. And obviously, because he's no loner, so he gets his reroll, 2 dice if he gets in.
So you like the break tackle on the Saurus then, huh?
Yeah. I think it's just something you have to have on at least 3 of them. Ironically, I'm not a big fan of break tackle on my big guy just because he's a loner. And when I put break tackle on a loner, they always roll a 1. So,
right.
But I'm a big believer. Get block first, and then on certain ones I'll go break tackle. I obviously want a bit of mighty blow in there as well. If I'm lucky enough to roll a double, obviously I get dodge.
Not first though. Not first. You're gonna go block first.
Yeah, absolutely. Block's the most important skill. And anything I can do to protect my lizards, because like I say, the weakness with Saurus is they're so slow to level up. So if you get one like say that number 5, if he died, wow, how long would it take it to get another one like that? Yeah, and he desperately needs block.
I mean, he does.
I get why he's giving him jump up.
Just getting him off the pitch is the priority, and he's made it easy for you. Yeah. He's made it easier for you to do it.
And that's the thing when you only have one threat. If you've got one threat, the opposition are going to dial up and take care of that threat. He's not like he's got 3 or 4 different threats. So people are like, oh God, I've got so many targets I've got to take care of.
Like his skinks are very average.
Yeah, so there's nothing there. I mean, when I'm looking at this team, it's like, if that Strength 5 Saurus had break tackle, I'd be slightly concerned. His Quackguard does have break tackle, but he's a big guy, so I can take care of him, no problem. Dude, I just look at the team and think there's only one guy to take care of, and that's the guy with no block.
The guy running around with no block, yeah.
And if he runs into like say Nagel or anyone with claw, wolves or anything like that, he's a dead Saurus waiting. A dead Saurus walking. So
Yep.
I think my advice: get blocked before it dies pretty quickly on your next skill. I don't care if you roll 666, get block. It needs it. And this team, I think the guy. Is it Banana Hands? Have you heard of him? Yeah. I played this guy.
I know the guy. He's interesting. We'll just say interesting.
Flying all over the place when I last played these guys. I got a draw against him.
What's the team name?
11 Elves, 1 Ball. Is what it's called. Now I played him with my Dwarfs of Jargonius. So my dwarf team, bless my dwarfs. They only played about 2-3 games. I was playing against his much vaunted elf team. It was about 400 TV higher. But this is a really good team. This is a team I wouldn't want to play. Where the other teams I've said, what? I won't be bothered playing them. This is a guy and his team I'd want to not play. These catchers are scary. Movement 10 catcher.
Again, yeah, wow, they're nice.
Movement 9 catcher. His 2 blitzers aren't too bad.
He's got a lot of movement bumps. I know this guy, this coach, very, very well. And my advice to you, if you do get stuck playing him, is he tends to roll too many dice.
Right.
And if you just sit back and set him up where he has to roll more dice, then he's already, willing to roll. He'll roll dice all day. He's not afraid to go for it pretty much almost every turn. So the key to beating him is just let his dice do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eventually they will.
Yeah.
If he gets lucky, if he gets just on a run where he's just, failing nothing, then he's hard to beat. But generally that doesn't happen.
Yeah. People.
It is a very good team, though. He's put a lot of movement on it.
Yeah. he's got a basically. He needs. Well, he could get sprint on Julia number 6, and then basically it's a 1-turner, point and click.
Yeah.
So I think. I suppose the only good thing
guard pieces.
Yeah, when I'm looking at them 2 catchers, though, they don't have. Oh well, one's got blodge, the other one the movement 10 hasn't. They would be definitely targets, but like I said, there's a lot of speed in there. He's got an agility 5.
Yeah, there's only one that's got block. Yep.
So
that thrower. Yeah, that's tough to beat, a 5 agility elf thrower. Because if you look at it though, he's obviously let that thrower get hit. If you're smart with a 5 agility thrower, he's sitting in the back near the end zone pretty much the whole game.
Yeah.
So he was either down a lot of men and had no choice, or was silly and let that thrower get hit.
Yeah.
And now you're looking at 6 armor. Something that's really easy to deal with, no block, so that throws a liability.
Yeah, you've got to make sure he's just sat at the back and just doesn't do anything. But again, you see
how many people he got? 2, 4, 5, 6. He can't because
he's gonna have to use him on defense.
He'd take out one of his L. He's gonna play defense. Yeah.
So it's like I said. My concern with this team is number 5 and number 6 to 2 catchers. I would be dialing up trying to stomp on them from turn 1 if I could.
Yep.
Because if I could get them off the pitch,
one's got no blocks, so it makes it a little easier.
Yeah, I think they're the two players I'd be looking to try and get rid of. But there we go. Right, the final team we are going to have a look at is No Glory in the Pit. It is a Chorf team. Good old Chorfs there. See if I can.
Yep. Is that going to be Gnome Slayer?
I do believe. No. Let's have a look. It isn't Gnome Slayer. It's Stick Fiskin. If I've pronounced that right.
I don't know. What is it called? No,
No glory in the pit.
no, the second ranked team got it. Slick Fiskin. Yeah, I've seen him before.
Yeah. Good record.
Dial up this team real quick.
11 wins, 2
Go ahead.
draws, 1 loss. It's really good. I'm just seeing he beat Bologna, the other K-Store player, 1-0. So that's a big win there. It doesn't. I mean, one thing I will say about this guy is he doesn't let many touchdowns in. So his defense is solid.
His defense is good.
So his positional must be pretty good. I mean, looking at this, crikey, how many touchdowns he let in? He's not let many in at all.
Okay.
2
Wow. Shit.
out of 14 games, he's let 2 in. So that is impressive. So he knows how to defend with his team. He's got some nice guard in there already. He's already rolled a double, so he's got claw and a blocker. He's got a nice break tackle, bull centaur. Obviously, he's got dare player. He's got a kick player.
Yeah.
I look at this
This
team.
looks like he looks like a really sound player. Like he's not going to take any unnecessary risk and just wear you down.
Yeah,
with
because
his,
this is a no frills team. There's nothing what jumps out here as wow, he's got that.
No.
It's just a well built team, and
Yep.
like I said, only 2 touchdowns are let in. So obviously he knows his positioning to play must be pretty good.
Yep.
He's got a lot of players who are quite close to a level up as well. So
It's going to explode at some point.
yeah. So this team, you sort of like you think to yourself, well, this team is good.
He spread his skills out really well too. He's got
Yeah.
kick. He's got 30. He's got all his hobos. Got something. You know, sure hands, kick, dirty player. He's got a dodge on one of them. Got
Yeah.
a little bit of claw, a lot of guard. Yeah, it's really well built.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, this team's looking pretty good. The problem I have with Charles
This might be the scariest team we've looked at so far. I mean, that Nurgle team obviously had some nasty characters, but this guy looks like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I think
when
that's
you
what it
say
is. That is what it is for me.
I mean,
I'm
you
not.
bring up the defense thing.
Yeah,
That's insane. Like two points in 14 matches, this guy's given up.
yeah. I mean, like I
That's
said,
that's insane.
yeah. I'm not too scared of the team. You're more worried about the coach because the coach obviously knows what he's doing, so you know you're gonna have to do something to score against this guy.
And some guys just get dice, you know? They just seem like they get like all the dice. And if he's making sound decisions and he's not taking any risks,
Yeah,
it appears he's getting all the dice because he's not rolling any, you know, as many dice as he needs to. So
yeah, yeah.
seems like one of those guys.
Yeah, and if he can get a level up on that claw piece, get mighty blow on that, and all of a sudden he's got a nasty killer there, and yeah, this is one. Like I said, out looking at all the teams tonight, this is one of them teams I'm thinking, you know what, this guy could be potentially go very deep into the competition.
Oh, absolutely.
Out of the 5 teams I've seen tonight, I think this is the team out of the 5 I would expect to be at least semi-finals.
Defense wins championships, right?
So, well, they get you. Well, I think what we say in England is defenses will get you there, and then it's your best players what will win you the game. You know, in the final sort of thing. But yeah, your defense always gets you there. So yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that thing. So that's them out the way.
Yeah,
so
that's impressive.
The next thing, we've only got 2 more things to do now. The next thing is our soapbox. Well, basically this week, I just basically want to chat about, obviously Cyanide have brought in cash into the Cyanide Cup competition. Now, obviously I've heard a lot of people love the idea of cash if you win the competition, but then I've also heard people saying it damages the game. So where do you stand on the cash prize? What Cyanide have generally given out?
I'm oddly indifferent. I really, because I mean they give out swag at all the tabletop tournaments, and you can't really give out the swag in an online competition. So the next best thing, right, is your cash prizes. If they can do it, Cyanide has it's pretty much bent us all over the barrel with this game to begin with. Like, like didn't come out with all the races. Then it kind of like siphoned them in. Some people had to buy them. Then, it was just like, it's a nice, it's kind of a nice thing they do,
Mm.
I don't personally have the time or the energy to jump in the rat race and try to win cash prizes. I'm not. Obviously, I play the game a lot and I've been playing it a long time, but I don't know. I mean, there's still a lot of coaches out there that just think on a whole nother level, and it tends to bring those guys out in force when you bring cash prizes. I mean, that's the only downfall is like you wouldn't be dealing with a guy like Cass if there wasn't a cash prize, or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. But for the most part, I don't think it's a bad thing.
No, I mean,
Just another little.
yeah. I mean, the
It's almost like a gimmick.
yeah. The only issue,
And it's
I
not
mean,
going to last. That they're not going to give away money forever.
no,
Get
and
it while you can.
that's the problem, isn't it? I mean, that's what a few people have been worried about because, like I said, this season, the new season, the Legend Edition, they've not gone with cash, and I'd say at least 100 people on the PS4 have gone. You know what? I ain't even get involved. There's no cash. I'm not even going to waste my time on it. I don't care about the fan favourite anymore. I don't care about the glory winning the thing. If there's no money involved, I ain't playing it. Where before the cash was there, people just played the game. But now, a lot of the people who just play like private leagues, when cash was involved, it was like, oh yeah, I'm trying that. So it's good.
Yeah,
It's
no,
good that
no, I mean, it stole away a lot of the players from the private leagues and stuff like that, and
yeah,
it basically created the CCL web the page when the cash league came out. That's when that started.
yeah,
That's when people started talking, and there was a web page, and so in a way it did some good. It did some good because at least there's now the CCL has somewhat of a community as opposed to just being almost like the PC where you go there and you play a bunch of douchebags that don't talk to you, and the abuse is high, and like it was on the NAF when the game first came out on Xbox. So
yeah,
you can credit the cash prize for that at least, but I mean, I don't really care. I mean, I play Blood Bowl. I love Blood Bowl. Play it. I've been playing it for free
yeah,
since it came out. So cash
yeah,
prize is just another
yeah,
phase.
yeah. I mean, like I said, I played all the playoffs. I've qualified in every single season, and that's with or without cash prizes. I mean, I won't lie, I prefer it when there is a cash prize because I think it gives you an extra incentive, but I think it raises the stakes as well. There's more because playoffs, there's a lot of pressure anyway, but a cash playoff, especially when you're in that game just before the money, that's when it's ramped up because if you lose that game, you've almost got there, and it's I just think anything what gives you more pressure or gives you in that situation where you've got to think and try and be calm and deal with the pressure is always good. And people have said since the money's been involved, there's a lot more excitement, a lot more pressure, and people dream that, oh god, if I get to the top 4, I get some cash, it's great. And my concern is when, like you've just said, it's when there is no more money. How will it affect?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's coming from profits. It's not, it's just eventually they're not gonna just give out money.
Yeah.
It's not something they're gonna do every season.
Yeah, because that's what I thought. I thought, really? They're going to... And then they did it for the Xbox, they've done it for PS4, they've done it... I think that's a lot of cash for this type of game to be giving out. And then they're going to do the World Cup as well, and I know there's a big cash incentive there, so it's like, crikey, where are they getting the cash from? So the game must be doing better than I thought. But it's like,
Right.
I can't see them doing it every season, but there is people out there who think this is just never going to end, this cash, and... That's what I'm worried about.
Just silly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this community is, it's been broken into like clicks, you know. There for years and years when I played on PC, there were tabletop guys that, oh, PC is, that's ruining the game, blah blah blah. And at the same time, they'll turn around and they'll play Fumble on PC as well, and they'll say, "Oh, well, that's a closer. It's closer to the true game." And now we're on the console, and oh, the money tournaments are ruining the game. There's always groups of people who think they're purists.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to the noise. I don't pay attention to the noise. It's like whatever, man. It's offered. People like it. It's part of the game, at least for now. Why not enjoy it? Why do you gotta sit back and from your high horse? Oh, it's ruining the game. Who's ruining the game? It's bringing more players in. It's making the game more interesting. How's it ruining the game?
But that's basically it.
How in the world,
I've known tons of players who would not play the sea ladder, as I call it, the cup ladder, until Cash, and then all of a sudden Cash came in, and that was it. They all came out the woodworks. And the only people I got negatives off was people who owned the private leagues.
But it's still,
some of the private leagues were like kicking off saying, they're not playing in my league anymore because they're chasing the cash. But that's the only negative really I can see, to be honest.
It is. I mean, but it's like I said, they're not going to give away cash forever.
No,
those guys are going to come back, or it's just, there's guys that play the CCL now that used to play Fable all the time, and now they don't play Fable anymore. I don't really take that personally. No. It's a preference thing, and it's
yeah,
like Steve Hunter, Comidius, those guys, they used to play over in Fable. Now they play over here. I mean, I don't really, it doesn't really hurt my feelings. I mean, if they're looking for cash, that's one thing. If they're looking for a different experience, that's another. It's all about diversity. The whole game is about diversity. So that's just another aspect.
Well, I've seen it.
But it won't last forever, of course. Maybe it'll be a year. Like maybe they'll do it annually. I don't know how they'll spin it, but the cash will dry out eventually. They're not going to give it away every. How long do these things last? Like 6 weeks or something? They're not going to do that.
That's it. I mean, like I say, I can't see negative people wanting to give you cash. It's cash, and I just think it's a nice incentive. But you'd be amazed how many people.
But you'd play the game regardless.
Yeah, I have. Like I said, right? I've played it since season 1, so I just think it's a really nice gesture from Cyanide, and it's just interesting that this season there is no cash, and the drop off of teams has been, I would say, really worrying. But maybe to 600 teams, there's maybe 400 teams this season, because a lot of people say, you know what, we're not going to play because there's no cash. But then on the flip side to that, some of the guys, some of our ex-champions, because there's no cash, they're playing the fun teams like the Goblins, the Halflings this season, saying, you know what, there's no cash involved, so I'm going to embrace the chaos of these new legendary teams. So, that's that plus point. Like I said, we've got 3 ex-champions. One's doing Underworld, one's got Halflings, one's got Goblins, and another one's gone for Ogres. So, there is that plus point as well. So, would they gone with them teams if there was cash involved? No way. But because there isn't, they're going to embrace the fun of it. And I think, me personally, I think there's
people are playing more games too, like with their teams. Like when the cash is involved, if you lost 1 or 2 games, you basically just scrap the team and start it over. And so now I'm looking at
teams as well.
Teams in the that like not doing great. They're up there with 12 losses. I mean, you need to be able to build a Nurgle team. They're going to take hits early on. There's still guys at the top, like the Woofers have 1 loss. The no Glory in the Pit has only 1. Like the top 3 teams only have 1 loss apiece.
Yeah.
But it's still like on the first page, like Brutal Deluxe is 15-3-9. I mean, that's not an awesome record, but it's enough to. They're not even the top. they're not the top chaos team, but they're in the running.
Yeah, because they've got the wildcard spot chance as well. I think what you're
wild
trying
card
to
now, so yeah.
I think what you're trying to do is it's not so. I mean, obviously you need a half decent record to get qualified, but it's developing the team, getting them as best developed and as healthy as possible to get yourself into the knockout stage. Because like on the PS4, I mean, what we're on now, we had 7 seasons. I mean, we're on season 9, but season 8 really doesn't count. But for the first 7 seasons, the top seed got knocked out first round apart from once, and I think got knocked out in the quarterfinals. So no one who's finished top have ever won our championship. So it's not a case of having the best record; it's a case of having your team ready and developed to go into knockout. And it was an amazing stat where our top team has never, only once has ever got past the first round. What's crazy? Because you would think finishing top means you must be one of the top 3-4 players in the competition, but it's never worked out like that. So like I said, if obviously Brutal Deluxe, they just need to get in and make sure the team's well developed, so when it does come to the knockouts, that they're ready to cash in on, having a good squad.
Right.
So there we go. Right, now we come to the serious stuff. Xbox versus PS4. So, as it stands, the PS4 are winning 2 points to 1. It was first week
on what?
On the Mastermind. We're going to ask you up to 10 questions. It's called the Battle of the Consoles. So basically, you get 60 seconds to answer up to 10 questions. If you say get 4 right, then obviously the PS4 needs to get 5 to win the round. We do it each week, so
gotcha.
Basically, whoever has the most at the end of the campaign are the champions between the consoles. So nice.
PS4 is up 2-1. You said?
Yeah, it was a bit weird because last week the problem was Mutt, who was the Xbox guy, he only got one question wrong. The problem was it took over 30 seconds on a question. So that's why he ended up losing to Teddy Tom, who was regarded as one of the anoraks of the PS4 world. So it was always going to be tough. But
who is he?
Teddy Tom. He's a bit of an anorak on the PS4. He knows a lot. It was always going to be hard for the.
I don't know. I generally don't do well during tests. So let's do it.
It's just fun. Are we ready? 60 seconds.
I know.
So I'll ask the first question, then I'll click the start button. Here we go. Best of luck.
Okay.
What is the stat line of a normal goblin?
Stat line. 2 strength.
Mm-hmm.
7 armor, 2 strength, 3 agility.
Yep.
And
movement.
6 speed.
That's correct. How much does a warp stone troll cost?
Warp stone troll, 130.
Nope, 110. Name the positionals.
110. Okay.
Yeah. Name the positionals in a dwarf team that are armor 8.
The freaking Slayers.
And there's another position.
Runners?
That's correct. Yeah. How much does a Norse team reroll cost after the first game?
$110.
Nope. 120. And that is it. Okay. So you have 2.
All right.
You got the Goblin thing right, and you got the Trollslame Runner right. So there we go. So the PS4 team need 2 to draw or 3 to win. And we'll know that tomorrow. I will be giving them different questions, though, just in case Mercy, the sneaky bugger, watches this. But we're done. We had they're not that bad, but But we're done. All I've got to say, it's been a pleasure to have you on board, and we do apologise at the beginning of the beginning of the thing. We thought he was talking on that when he was talking. It's just that people didn't hear for first 5 seconds.
That was my bad. I should have included the audio.
It happens.
I'm a rookie. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm still learning on the Xbox myself, to be honest. But thanks for everybody in the chat for keeping us company, and obviously for the people who didn't see it, they'll be obviously watching it. We get a lot of people watching it on the YouTube, so obviously, hopefully they'll look into your league. I know it's already big and massive anyway, but people who haven't, it'll be on there for them. And yeah, it's been fantastic, and thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Probably back on a Sunday, probably. And we will see you then. So thanks again, and see you next week. Bye bye.